All right, it is Mandy, and we are back with the chase at frequency.fm, and I am here to talk a little bit more about the creative process, that creative chase that we have in us. And today we are going to be talking about, remember last time? We talked a little bit about that secondary creative expression and how that can be a source of inspiration for us. Let's talk about that some more, and let's talk about creative play. And I mentioned before that I am a painter now. I'm a visual artist, but I really enjoy playing the drums. Drums are definitely creative play for me, and it sparks and refreshes me, and it's it's recreational creativity. Can we say it like that? Let's keep that word around. Let's keep that phrase around. And play is not just for children. And I read a lot of other artists. I read a lot about other people that aren't just visual artists, but that are in any kind of creative discipline. I want to understand how they keep it going and how they work their process. And a lot of my paper mentors, that's what I call these people I read from, a lot of them talk about play, and they really seem like these fun people that just play all day long, and then all of a sudden, pop, here comes an idea. We talked about Austin Kleon, did I say that right? That he makes creativity look easy, and I think it's because he enjoys it. And so some of the people that I've been reading and learning from that talk about creative play are Leonie Dawson. She calls creative play a brain holiday, and she says your creative spirit, your creative and your spiritual and your emotional selves all need energy and time too. So you take a brain holiday. You've probably heard of Julia Cameron, who wrote the Artist's Way, and she talks about artist dates. She said artist dates are assigned play. You may know about Carrie Smith and her wild journals that she builds for us to use as activities. And her whole focus is to give people excuses to have creative time to play. Todd Smith, with the Accidental Creative, he calls it unnecessary creating. And he says we need this time of unnecessary creating in order to fill that well of inspiration within us. And this is important because when we understand the mechanics of creativity, we're going to value creative play more. We're going to take it more seriously. Okay, I know you're probably thinking sounds like a waste of time. I have to agree that I really struggle with allowing myself or making myself have creative play because it really does feel unproductive. But why am I talking about it? Because it works. In fact, I recently read an article, and I wrote this down because I want to get it right, in Scientific American. They talk about cerebral congestion. When our brains just get really sluggish and tired, we aren't, it's not moving very well. That is really hard to be creative and come up with new ideas during this. But they talk about how if you just let these things go, you walk away, you take a break, literally go for a walk, just let the problem sit for a while, that your brain will literally refresh itself. And within 24 hours, you're doing some random thing. You're taking a shower, or you're walking the dog, or you're doing the dishes, and there's the idea. There's the idea. Your brain is fresh. It's solved the problem. Your subconscious has solved the problem, and the solution is right in front of you. And so what is happening with this? This Scientific American article talked a lot about having mental downtime, letting our brains rest. And this is the quote I want to read to you guys. Related research suggests that the default mode network is more active than is typical in especially creative people. The default mode network is more active in creative people. And some studies have demonstrated that the mind obliquely solves tough problems while we're daydreaming. And this is an experience a lot of us have had. This is an experience many people have had while taking a shower. Epiphanies may seem to come out of nowhere, but they are often the product of unconscious mental activity during downtime. This is so important that we let our brains rest and refresh, because for creative people, there's these systems that are still going, that are still working in the background, and the next thing you know, you've got that idea, you've got that aha moment ready for you. So look up the Scientific American article that talks about creative downtime and mental what was the phrase? Cerebral congestion. Look up that article and read the whole thing. It's pretty cool. Um, so here's the thing. How do we make time for creative play? We just do. We don't have time to do a whole series on time management, but that's important, just to make the time and take the time. And so what are some things that we could do if we did say we're going to have an artist date like Julia Cameron suggests? What are some possible activities that we can do? It doesn't have to be long. You could get up early one morning and have your creative playtime, or you could spend a Sunday afternoon when you're having Sabbath. Sabbath is a great time to fold in creative play. That's not work, right? That's rest. That's replenishment. That is trusting that God is going to take care of everything else in our life while we just let things happen. You can go on a picnic in your backyard. It doesn't have to be a big production. You can just go for a walk, especially when you need a little bit of mental downtime. You can make mud pies. You can go shopping for a new creative toy. You can go for a hike. You can throw a frisbee. You can ride a bike. You can go for a joyride. I love, especially in the summer months, in the late evening, not at late evenings, but as the sun's setting, about 7, 8, 9 o'clock, and all the crickets. I love driving around and just enjoying the sounds of nature and that cool summer air in those times. You can people watch. Why not? Go to the mall and just see what everybody else is up to and imagine what their lives are like and what they're doing. What about finger painting? You could do some finger painting again. It's just, the whole point is to do something fun. So to do something that may be associated with your secondary expression of creativity, but something that just feels like play instead of creative work. And when we do these things, you would be surprised at what happens in the background of your mind, and you'd be surprised at what revelations or ideas come to you. So go play the drums like me, or go for a walk or something, but find ways to play and make time for it and let yourself be refreshed and replenished. So that's it. This is what we have for the chase, and I want to say thank you so much for being a part of this with me, and go out there and chase after your creativity, chase after inspiration, chase after moments of rest and refreshment, chase after those routines, write that manifesto and declare this is why you're doing what you do, this is what you're doing, and this is how you do it, and let your creativity flow. Steward that gift that you've been given. Don't let it go to waste. Thank you so much. Happy creating.